the heart, the mind, and this pandemic. Let's talk about its relationship. Let us begin. Hello everyone, and welcome to part 1 of the effects of this pandemic on the human psyche. Now, what is psyche, some of you may ask? Now, psyche here is defined as the unconscious as well as the conscious mind, includes emotions as to how it affects a person as a whole. Now, as we've all become aware to a great extent, this pandemic has had a devastating effect on our psyche as a whole. In this episode, I plan to discuss how the mind, as represented by the heart in Chinese medicine, relative to anxiety, has been affected during this pandemic. Now, in the next 2 episodes, I will discuss the effects of agitation and depression on the mind. You see, the effects of anxiety on the mind can include feeling tense, nervous, or unable to relax, feeling a sense of dread or fearing the worst, and even feeling like the world is passing you by. Now, before jumping into anxiety and this pandemic, I want to first briefly discuss the relationship between the mind and the heart as it pertains to Chinese medicine, so that you may have a much clearer understanding as to how an acupuncturist may approach treating anxiety from an acupuncture perspective. Now, when it comes to Chinese medicine, the mind is represented as your shin, which is of the heart, which is to be understood as the heart as housing the mind and is responsible for thinking, cognition, consciousness, insight, emotions, self-identity, memory, as well as emotions. This is part reason as to why when treating a patient diagnosed with anxiety, the heart meridian can be the main channel of choice. So when it comes to this pandemic, many have adopted dysfunctional beliefs regarding health and illness, as well as maladaptive coping behaviors. This has spawned harmful consequences in the sense of social withdrawal, panic buying, overspending on PPE, as well as overspending on over-the-counter medications, supplements, toilet paper, and so on, which in some cases can and has led to obsessive compulsive disorder, which can be as a result of anxiety. You see, anxiety can present with palpitations, which can be a symptom of a heart pattern in Chinese medicine, such as heart qi deficiency, heart yang deficiency, heart blood deficiency, and even heart yin deficiency. You see, as a result of this pandemic, anxiety is high for many as a result of levels of uncertainty in which many are experiencing. Uncertainty with regard to employment, shelter, economics, the virus, vaccines, to name just a few. As this pandemic has affected many, there are groups of individuals that are more at risk than others, such as children, the elderly, as well as immunocompromised individuals, essential workers with a focus toward healthcare workers, and individuals with a history of anxiety. Now, signs and symptoms as to what has been dubbed COVID-19 anxiety can include restlessness, stress, nervousness, upset stomach, constant worrying, as well as feeling overwhelmed, to name a few. You see, proactive measures you can take to help cope with anxiety are meditation, connecting with loved ones, make adjustments to your daily routine, exercise, and of course, make an appointment to see an acupuncturist or even reach out to Acupuncture My Life. It's important for you to be proactive about your health, especially when it comes to anxiety disorder, because anxiety can be harmful when it interferes with various aspects of your life, such as employment, your personal life, and even relationships. As a state licensed board certified doctor of acupuncture, I many times consider using acupoints on the heart channel when treating anxiety to affect emotional stress as a result of feeling anxious. I tonify heart qi to affect thinking. There's also acupoints on the bladder channel, as well as the conception and governing vessels that affect emotional stress and calm the mind in anxiety and in insomnia. Now, acupuncture is great for COVID-19 anxiety. If you would like to comment on your experience with anxiety as a result of this pandemic, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to learn more about the effects of the pandemic on the human psyche. And until next time, acupuncture is my life. What's yours?